Zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over.
Hey, let's go black you now. So. Let's go.
Hey, boys, we got 4.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Double.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Grady Jarrett continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
So. White 90. White 20. White 20.
Vic readies to throw. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, let's go black you now. White 20. Eagle. White 20.
They will indeed go for it. Vic. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a 2nd down throw for Vic, and the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here's Vic, and he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Double.
Mike's 50. watch the run.
Orange, orange. Orange, orange.
Take four, take four.
Salt, salt, salt.
Motion, motion, motion.
Desperation time. Vic on 4th down. Dancing to his left. That's going to be caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Odell Beckham, 28 yards. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Anderson now to kick this one away. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by 9-time Pro Bowler Ed Reed. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Tight end's right.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down.
Four down.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Shift.
You go 21.
Show it.
Ready, play shot.
On the ground, this is Williams. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I got it.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Your trip is here.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
Watch left. Tight end to the left.
Ready, play shot.
To throw is Breeze. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Breeze now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Single receiver.
Now Breeze. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
Under 10. Shift. Watch the shift.
Ready, shot.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep. Don't let him breathe, defense.
Hey,
A
break it down,
false
fellas.
start
Break it
backs him
down.
up 5. 1st and 15.
Ready, shot. Play shot.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now. Now Williams. And they'll get him down right around the 16. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now a toss left side. It's Williams. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Zerline's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me. And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Everyone's got 4.
Alpha, alpha.
Hey, finish.
He'll look to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
White 20. White 20.
Back to throw. Forced out to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will tie things at 17-all. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And now running right through him. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Throwing, Vic steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. A partner, great.